Are you coming to Japan and freaking out or a bit lost? I'd even just want to be proactive. Keep watching as I provide 8 tips that will push the recline button on your trip to Japan. Let's jump in. First up, you're going to want to forward your luggage because if you're like me, you'd rather not have to lug around your tighty-whities or knickers if that's your preference. In Japan, you can utilize a service called takkyubin or the famous Yamato and have your treasures and unmentionables directed to your place of stay. You can find these drop-off services in the airport, convenience stores, and even at designated delivery counters. Once this is done, I recommend connecting to the airport's Wi-Fi, preferably with a VPN. This will allow you to notify your family that you've arrived safe and then gain access to some pre-installed translation apps, which I'll mention later in the video. Once you arrive and you're armed with Wi-Fi and have the ability to translate, I would recommend looking for a shop or kiosk that sells prepaid data SIM cards. This will give you access to the net when you are exploring Japan. You might need passport ID or visa documents when applying. Check with various network providers such as NTT, Docomo and SoftBank on their website so you're prepared. Talking about being prepared, I'd recommend getting Japanese yen physical cash in your home country before traveling for the most stress-free experience. But if you're happy to spend time in the airport after already being on the massive flight, then I would recommend going to an ATM in the airport because while there will be processing fees, it should work out cheaper than the currency exchange kiosks. Once you've ticked all those boxes, you're nearly ready to leave the airport. But your next question will be, what about train tickets? Well, fortunately, you can download the digital transport card called a Suica card, and you can do it before you arrive in Japan. The physical cards are out of stock at the moment due to a chip shortage, but I guess a mobile one is more convenient anyway. Once you register the card online, you can add funds and then you'll be laughing. Shopping and transport, here we come. Before you step out of the airport, if you're watashi no nihongo warui, my Japanese is bad, then you can cover your ass by downloading Google Translate, DeepL and ChatGPT. I would also ensure that you have Google Maps downloaded to help you navigate. Okay, if you're still with me, well done, as most of the following points are more of a mindset rather than something you need to physically acquire. As many of you will know, when visiting the homes of Japanese people, more often than not, it's a tradition to take off your shoes. The Japanese take great pride in their homes, and that sentiment extends to the streets in which they live. Just a heads up, you may be expected to remove your shoes in certain venues like onsen. You may also be aware that most trains and other Japanese transport are so quiet that you can hear a pin drop. Well, not really, but the Japanese favour polite silence in transport situations, and that means engaging in phone call conversations on the train is generally a no-no. And talking about other no-nos, whilst active tipping may be customary in your country, it's not really a thing in Japan. Doing so can cause the recipient embarrassment. But with that said, you're more than welcome to shout me a coffee by clicking the link in the pin's comment. It'll be much appreciated. Oh, and whilst you're at it, give my the subscribe button a smack. When you come to Japan, undoubtedly you will want to take as many pictures as you want, but I recommend that you be vigilant. Japan has something that is loosely translated as portrait rights, unlike the USA or Australia where you can freely video anybody in public. Japan is a bit more tricky. If you decide to take pictures or footage of people and publish them online, there's a chance that the subjects within that footage may get upset and decide to take you to court. If you have footage for personal use, then it will more likely boil down to whether you are embarrassing the person. So if you want to avoid that awkwardness, I would recommend reframing your shot. You can also use the mosaic pixelation option to blur a person's face and even license plate numbers. You can use various editing software like DaVinci Resolve or Adobe Premiere to apply these changes. And talking about software, instead of relying solely upon translation apps, I recommend that you learn some very basic phrases which will elevate your experience and potentially impress the Japanese people you'll be interacting with. 5 phrases I recommend are the following. My name is Luke, watashi wa Ruku desu. Please can I have some water? Mizu o kudasai. I'm sorry, gomenasai. Excuse me, sumimasen. And thank you very much, arigato gozaimasu. I also recommend downloading Duolingo for free and practicing a few months before heading to Japan. I'd even purchasing the Genki language textbook to learn and practice. The link is in the description. While Tokyo, Osaka and Kyoto are undoubtedly captivating, Japan's true charm lies in its lesser known destinations. Consider exploring places like Tottori Prefecture, home to the Tottori Sand Dunes, one of Japan's largest sand dune systems, offering stunning desert-like landscapes and opportunities for sandboarding and camel rides. Another hidden gem is the town of Tohoku, particularly areas like the Aomori and Akita, where you can experience authentic rural Japan. Lush landscapes and vibrant local festivals such as the Nebuto Matsuri and Kanto Matsuri. Additionally, the island of Shikoku boasts serene countryside views, historic temples on the Shikoku pilgrimage route, and the picturesque Iya Valley, known for its remote villages and vine bridges. These off-the-beaten-path destinations offer unique cultural experiences and breathtaking natural scenery, providing a deeper insight into Japan's diverse landscapes and traditions. When it comes to safety in Japan, rest assured that it's generally a safe country to visit. However, like any other destination, it's essential to stay vigilant, especially in crowded areas where petty theft can occur. Keep an eye on your belongings and be cautious in busy tourist spots and public transportation. In case of emergencies, remember these important numbers: police 110, ambulance and fire department 119. Knowing these numbers can provide you with quick assistance if needed. Overall, by staying alert and prepared, you can ensure a safe and enjoyable trip to Japan. When it comes to packing for your trip to Japan, there are a few key things to consider. Firstly, be sure to check the weather forecast for your travel dates and pack accordingly. Japan experiences distinct seasons, so layers are often a good idea. Keep in mind the size of your luggage, especially if you plan to travel by train, as large backpacks can be cumbersome and may even be considered a bit of a faux pas when you accidentally knock a Japanese person over. Comfortable walking shoes that have already been broken in are essential, as exploring Japan often involves a lot of walking, especially on pretty uneven footpaths. Additionally, consider bringing along some essentials like antihistamines and deodorant. Japanese roll-on deodorant is known for being relatively weak, so having your preferred brand can be a comfort. As for antihistamines, it's important to bring the one you prefer. For example, I use Zyrtec, but you might use something different in your country. Regardless, it's crucial to have the medication that works best for you. When it comes to medication, it's always a good idea to check the regulations and restrictions of the country you're visiting. Different countries may have different rules about what medications you can bring in and in what quantities. For Japan specifically, you can check the official website of the Japan Customs to ensure the medicine you plan to bring is allowed, and to understand any restrictions or documentation requirements. The link for the website will be in the description. With these 8 tips, you're well equipped to make the most of your trip to Japan, from managing your luggage to understanding cultural nuances and exploring off-the-beaten-path destinations. You're ready to embark on an unforgettable journey. Remember to stay safe, be respectful of local customs, and immerse yourself in the beauty and charm of Japan. If you enjoyed watching this video, I'm sure you will enjoy the other video I have here. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.